Testing. Hello. 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 Let's do this. Bursting with gratitude. Since I first beheld arrows of Gallon's death, so I said, now I'm invited to play a part in a noble struggle. People long that was your pressing business meals, rest assured I will no longer hire an escort in this line. Immediately in my field, relay her my humblest thanks, without I could do so in person, but I must needs fulfill my promise to the Admiral. Till we meet again, warrior light.
I have been reflecting upon the events which took place during our visit to Vilbrand. If you have a moment, I would share my conclusions with you. Please, bear with me. When the Sahagin Elder summoned Leviathan, he employed the power we have come to know as the Echo. Though I cannot well explain the how of it, it would seem he became immortal in so doing. When the Admiral subsequently slew him, his spirit emerged from his lifeless flesh, a consciousness shorn of physical form. Thus transfigured, he took up residence in the body of his minion with the ease of a man donning a favorite glove. Long have I known that the Echo allows one to pass through the walls of a man's soul, but never did I imagine that it could free us from our own flesh, no less that our souls could then occupy the next corporeal vessel to take our fancy. It was of this that Elidibus spoke, an existence which knows neither cessation nor oblivion. And yet, though the Sahagin had mastered his gift and thereby become immortal, he was by no means invulnerable. As we both bore witness, he was ultimately absorbed into Leviathan. And the import of this observation? If the Ascians' mode of existence is indeed the same, it can be inferred that they too are not invulnerable, that they can be destroyed. There exists a legend which tells of souls who are reborn upon the cusp of each umbral calamity, that they might stay the encroaching darkness. To most, it is but a fairy tale. Yet recent events have given me cause to wonder, could the legend in fact refer to the Echo? Much and more yet remains unknown, but I am confident that all will become clear in time. For the present, however, what matters is that the key to defeating the Ascians may at last be within sight. With Urianger's aid, it is my hope that I shall fathom this matter ere long. Oh, I was just about to send for you, my friend. Is Artemis?
Grave tidings from the Charlian motherland, my lady. It doth concern our distant allies, the students of Baldessian.
What of them?
My lady, the Isle of Val, which for many years hath been the Order's home, is no more.
No more? Whatever do you mean?
Uh-oh. Sounds bad.
I relate only that which hath been conveyed unto me by our agents. An etheric wave of the highest magnitude was recorded in the region. Soon thereafter, 'twas observed that the isle had ceased to be. 'Tis postulated that a magic was evoked, like in power to Ultima.
12 preserve.
If there are no other matters, I move that today's meeting be adjourned.
It is done, my lord. Forgive my impertinence, my lord, but these orders, I am uncertain as to what end they serve.
Revolution.
Not to speculate. Your anger will send word if there are any developments until time as he does. Just remain firmly focused on that which is our power to change. With that in mind, I would speak of a different matter, one closer to home. Etheric fluctuations which we have previously attributed to the good King Mogulmog 12. That the king no more is a blessing for which we have you to thank. Well in the 12th wood. These readings reveal ongoing etheric disturbances of considerable magnitude. Even suggest the presence of a primal. The possibility warrants immediate investigation, and I will have you. See, I do not wish you trouble be having. What manner of problem? Band of refugees hailing from Uldoth this time are come to the ravenous toll seeking asylum. To force the same treatment we gave the Domans. They are in the 7th heaven waiting for a response. And this is expected, I shall meet with them at once. Full well we have the resources to accommodate many more people, consider what will happen if you do, word will spread and more will follow. Duly noted, but I will hear their suit. Grateful for your presence at this meeting. the signs of the seventh dawn. Told to be praised. It is you. Well, same as Donuts. Just give us the task and we'll see it done. Appreciate your enthusiasm, but I know not of your situation. I ain't so good with words. I've been on scraps of Willow for years now, trying to piece together a life to replace the one to speak. His work was not for an honest man, not as silly soul sooner than his bomb hero. The flames do what they can for us, of course, but it ain't near enough. The calamity brought us to our knees. Those rich dancers in the city didn't help us out. They climbed on our backs. I'm trying to be clever, but even I can see what's coming. I knew we had to run. One question where, and it came to me, Revenant's told. To the forest, you need to see for us. I feel the situation more complex. True, that makes it don't aid that decision with the product of extraordinary circumstances. That is not possible for our means to aid all who have been affected by the calamity. Let's go. You're trying to back on us. I might have a word. Not true. It's on a miss. Tony's old Alpha has been wounded. How? Is it serious? According to Flames, the Virtue started a riot. They went wild, apparently, lashing out and eating people. As one the demonstration was meant to be peaceful. The police have an excuse to rouse and kill anyone who tries to resist. At least help us keep the ones we've got. My lady. Not one stand idly by and watch innocent suffer. Certain circumstances surround this riot, I'm not certain what aid, if any, can provide. If the authorities determine refugees attack without provocation, then those responsible have to answer for their actions. It would be sublime. Find Alpha and quickly. If he's in danger or worse, I will have you and none other by his side. Do not concern yourself with the matter we were discussing earlier. Ida and Papalino will see to it. Speak of the hourglass. Hurry, Lana. Here, I gotta fix up my headphones.
Come, you must have gathered by now that Tataru is given to exaggeration. As you can see, I am quite well. Ul'dah, on the other hand, is not. This riot was anything but an isolated incident. There is a restlessness in the air. Tensions long simmering are at last threatening to boil over. Ul'dah is a nation infamous for the great disparity between the wealthy and the poor. The majority of the populace accepts this state of affairs because they believe that every man bears responsibility for his own lot in life.
Yeah, I gotta do more headphone stuff, just... strategy.
To an Uldan, money is the foremost, and some would say the only measure of a man's worth. Small wonder that the wealthiest wield the greatest influence. So where do the refugees fit into this social hierarchy? What place is there for those who fled Alamigo and the destruction of the Calamity? Plainly, there is none. They have no wealth, no power, and no worth. To the Uldan way of thinking, they may as well not exist. Choosing to ignore their existence, however, is patently not an option. General Rauban and the Sultana understand this, which is why they ordered the Immortal Flames to provide the refugees aid and succor. Yet none would dispute that the expenses incurred by this policy grow by the day, with no end in sight. This has prompted more and more Uldans to question their obligation to aid these worthless wanderers. While more and more refugees have come to resent their treatment at the hands of the sneering citizenry. The manner of Lord Lolorito's refusal to grant the Dolmens asylum bespoke a disdain for all refugees, an attitude shared by the rest of the monetarists. And you may be sure they make no effort to conceal their opinions. It was only a matter of time before the refugees united in protest. Nor is it any surprise that some among them would ultimately resort to violence. That the Immortal Flames should choose this of all occasions to engage in joint training exercises with the other Grand Companies. By the time they return, the situation may well have deteriorated beyond mending.
Go. Dealing with the refugees. That's the matter we wish to discuss, General. But I feel already. Created my swift crowding to your gowns. Why are still somewhat muddled? I trust you managed to regain control of the situation. Clear the city soon enough, but foreign unrest has spread to surrounding territories. Pockets of resistance remain throughout Dynland. Sent forces began to root out the last of belligerent, but progress is slow. Darnally elusive. Given the majority of refugees live outside of walls, stands reason they would know the lay of the land. Now understands how they came to be so well prepared. Before my little incident, I observed that several refugees were armed, and not with butcher's knives or pitchforks, but with martial weaponry. And hurry on, add, such equipment is costly. Now, tensions between Old Citizenry and the refugees populace that have increased since the Dolmens were turned away. But that motivate starving man to purchase arm and loot food? Did not. Or those who have not even a single guild spent, who provide that need to be provided by the immortal flames. Surely they would sooner sell a weapon than bring it to bear against the benefactors. To the point. And it was at the powder keg. This contention was not set up like by chance. These events were deliberately set in motion, and my first duty until it's done, any investigation will wait. Time to discuss this. My scouts will be trained not. His own counsel, and with good cause. Were he to claim, without necessary proof, that these riots were instigated by outside forces, the monetarists would accuse him of attempting to shirk responsibility. After all, he and the Sultana have been the most outspoken proponents of refugee aid. They will face harsh criticism in the days ahead. We still won't find the truth in time, but I form more faith in your abilities, Mana. Therefore, I propose we conduct our own investigation, independent of the authorities. Make inquiries of settlements suspected of harboring belligerents. Commander Swift will know which they are. You may balk at requests such information, but no doubt you can persuade them with your silver tongue. We shall seek answer my own ways, after which we can regroup and share our found. Well then, shall we? People also context of the situation are content to pass their days in peace and quiet. One of them did not flame, I see. Can you speak with me? 12 of you praise that, because we have a moment. Everyone knows the flames are on the march. The next spell, but not I. Promises a revolution of retribution, of holding the ruling class to account, and taking that which is owed, childish fantasy. Now one of our deals has returned, however, the madness of the merchant's plan is plain fault. See, look behind yonder tent, and you'll understand why. By the bloodshed he witnessed, try as it might. Well, since word be found, he was not alone in surviving. He was a terrified refugee. Sue. Made God strike me down for my folly. He said when we asked how he revealed the cache weapons he brought to seize control of our fates. One ain't down there, but the others were so excited he split us into two groups as our own. We didn't know what to do. Our leader tried to parley there, but they started arguing and fighting, and everyone was fighting, and the flames were shouting to give no quarter, and if we don't stop them, they'll be massacred like mine was. Agents try to kill us. kill us unless in reason why the twins might even deign to deed themselves. We're supposed to train us to fight, but the ones he sent with us vanished during the struggle. Claiming our cause was righteous, and the gods will never suffer us to be defeated. Challenge the twins' combat and show my brother that the strongest warriors no match for one woman. Perhaps then they will agree to lay down their arms and renounce this plot. Can I support them? Am I not allowed to support them? Throw to others. Suffering the door before inside the walls of everyone else. I liked it when he said that. It looks so angry, I got scared. For someone? For a merchant. Don't worry, I don't worry. I think that's him. Trees global full sweeping my next victim. You, I. Yeah. Why are you pursuing me? That's preposterous. Refugees, Celsian refugees, terrorize the streets of Old. No evidence to prove your accusation. None. Not come to the Hall of Flames. You have no right to detain me. See, I did do this. Surely you don't think I give a march about politics. It's business, only business. You protect me, I swear I shall tell you everything. All the commotion. Killer may still be close.
Commander Swift has kept us apprised of your recent activities. You've made great strides towards quelling the violence.
Despite our best efforts to determine what provoked this uprising, the truth continues to elude us. Have you uncovered aught which might shed some light on the mystery?
This information does not leave this room. The Syndicate's decision to reject the Doman refugees' appeal for asylum had lasting repercussions. A number of those displaced by the calamity claimed it was proof of a policy of discrimination. Together with a group of Alamegan refugees, they organized a series of demonstrations to protest against the Sultanate. Demonstrations which became heated, but did not descend into violence. Until a certain incident served as a call to arms.
A unit of brass blades sent to supervise a demonstration loosed arrows upon unarmed protesters. It was this atrocity which prompted the refugees to take up arms. I need not tell you what followed.
We assumed at first that the attack was born of a miscommunication. When emotions run high, they happen. But suspicions were raised regarding the unit's commanding officer, whom I ordered interrogated. Sure enough, our fears were soon confirmed. The dog confessed that a merchant had offered him coin to give the order. A merchant in the employ of Teleji Adeleji.
Teleji Adeleji? But he spoke in favor of the Doman's cause, and has ever seemed sympathetic towards the refugees' plight. Why would he do such a thing?
Know you of the Cartano Reclamation Bill? It is a proposal to annex the Cartano Flats so that refugees may establish permanent settlements.
When last I looked, that was disputed territory.
Aye. Some might even call it a battlefield. The destruction wrought by Bahamut was greatest at the Cartano Flats. That much is common knowledge. What is less well known is that his rampage laid bare ancient Alagan ruins, of which no record existed. There are certain differences of opinion as to how these ruins should be handled, which is why each nation maintains a military presence in the region to this day. Yet differ though we may, we are still allies. Therefore, in the interest of preserving the Eorzean alliance, we have reached an agreement. Any conflict which may arise during the course of military exercises in the region shall have no bearing on relations between our nations. In full knowledge of this delicate state of affairs, Teleji Adeleji proposed the Cartano Reclamation Bill. A shameless, bloody ruse which stands to benefit him in but one conceivable way. If successful, he will gain control over the disputed territory under the guise of assisting in the resettlement effort. And you can be sure he'll build an orphanage next to every Alagan ruin.
The man would threaten the unity of the Eorzean alliance and risk countless lives for personal gain.
He walks a path all his own, independent of any faction and beholden to none of his fellows on the Syndicate.
By inciting the less fortunate to violence, he hopes to convince others that the Cartano Reclamation Bill is the only viable solution. His sympathy for the plight of the Domans was not but posturing to gain credibility with the refugees. Of that there can be no doubt.
Forgive me, but what could possibly motivate Teleji Adeleji to go to such lengths? What is so special about these ruins that he would risk his position on the Syndicate? And most likely, charges of treason against the Sultanate.
Omega.
Pardon?
An Allagan monstrosity, not unlike the Ultima weapon. Mayhap larger, we know not. It has yet to be fully excavated. Allagan inscriptions indicate that it was created to fell Bahamut himself. If accurate, it might explain why Nail Van Darnus chose to bring the Red Moon down upon the Cotonou Flats. Given the ends he went to ensure Eorzea's annihilation, destroying the one weapon which could stay the Elder Primal may well have seemed like good sense.
When first I bore witness to the power of the Ultima weapon, I doubted the evidence of my senses. And now you tell me there is another such weapon, one which could contend with Bahamut. Bahamut!
Aye, we were skeptical ourselves. Truth be told, until the Ultima weapon's existence came to light, we thought the inscription had been mistranslated.
At present, Omega is more akin to a fossil than a tool of war, having long since ceased to function. As such, its true potential cannot accurately be gauged. However, if someone were to restore it, as the Garleans did the Ultima weapon, I have little doubt that he would wield untold power.
Give it to me. I can be trusted with
Power enough to subjugate Uldar like as not, and the rest of Eorzea besides, which is doubtless why Teleji Adeleji yearns to have it.
That he should aspire to world domination. He who has ever walked 2 paces behind Lord Lolorito in matters of commerce.
'Tis in acknowledgement of his own limitations that he seeks this power. Woe betide us all should we allow him to have it.
Pray waste no time chasing rats. Only a fool would believe that secrets can be kept in Uldar.
It would seem the implications of the Sultanate's refugee problem are rather more far-reaching than we assumed.
Silence, then they even felt the need to do so is most troubling. This interest more about military activities than disputed territories. You are, of course, assigned best suited to this task prior to the bootkeep. I'd like to visit Maelstrom Command and make reports at the earliest available opportunity. No place for children. I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. You know this girl? They just don't do as well, see. Did you find the man? Were my parents with them? They were not, I'm afraid. Being so close to my need, we'll look them together. You'll help me look this through? Secrecy, well, it's not listen. And you go wait for me by the pillar over there, we require but a moment. Mister, I'll be waiting. And Modi will know what to do. Legion of Garnets and make them star primal. Even dealing with an Askian would be preferable to the Sharad. I fear Mayfield is too ambitious. Rush hither and yield to response to threats as they arrive without concern or strain placed on our limited resources and ourselves. Mayhap the time has come for a change. So I ask you to return Raven's Toll with all due haste. The wee things we gotta be focusing on right now. Return to Rush, I'll explain in detail once you arrive. Activity which leads to the cells. Well, that appearance of primal takes precedence over all else. People may anticipate while I'm grateful for concerns you need for my safety. I'm more than capable of protecting myself. Such haste. Should not have something you are so urgent to business that I received some most disturbing news of the Order of Thornair. We have reason to believe the cells have called forth their revered guardian, the primal Ramo. Sorry, may have, and is not certain. The Elder Seed here informs us that the elementals themselves murmur of the Lord of Levin's return to the forest. The Sylphonauts, however, display no signs of undue commotion. Incident, the fact that need not contradict the elemental's testimony. Like more bellicose compeers, Garuda and so on, Ramu is reputed to only act in defense of his children. He makes his presence known if they are foolish enough to directly endanger the Sylphs or their territory. The abruptness of Dova concerns me. We're not keeping close watch on the touch ones and their movements. Preparations for some ritual were indeed underway, which surely would not escape your notice. Oh, it didn't. I was pretty sure it's going to happen, just not this soon. Beg your pardon, you foresaw this eventually and did not to prevent it. I told Papa I suppose I could have reported my failure earlier, but there honestly wasn't much we could do except wait and see. You know how the Sylphs feel about people poking around in their territory. They already summoned Ramu once right after the calamity, but that was because the Guardians came tramping through the forest. So long as their determined orient stands, the Sylphs cannot be blamed for wishing to have their guardian deity on hand. In short, he and I are in agreement. The actions of the forest folk were inevitable and unavoidable. And I maintain that observations would have remained the best policy had it not been for the sudden influx of strangers into the Black Shroud that alas we did not foresee. The recent violence in Oldal drove a number of refugees to seek safety under the concealing canopy of the trees. Just like that, the Sylphs perceived this panic migration as yet another invasion and quickened their efforts to summon their god. in mind that tighten the cool bolts. Once again, the fears of men which have paved the way for Primal's coming. Indeed, one cannot help but wonder what manner of place Eorzea would be without the civil influence of mankind. Be that as it may, this regrettable development does afford a unique opportunity. Mana, through your dealings with the souls of Little Solas, you want to succeed in preventing an untimely conflict with Gridania. Might one who was treated with the cells so fruitfully in the past not achieve similar success with their patron deity? Convinced of our intentions, it may be a first step to breaking the cycle of primal summoning. On hope or such things possible, we not have been at war with the beastmen since time immemorial. This time we can. This constitution anomaly was first consult with the nation most affected by Ronald's presence. Elder Seaseer has requested your personal involvement, Mana. Report to Commander Halux at the Aldrich Nest as soon as you're able. Seal yourself for the worst while hoping for a peaceful resolution to this matter. Suggest that your meeting with the Lord of Levin will prove less than amicable. In such an event, your fellow Silence will of course lend you whatever support you require. In that case, how will I end the stream here? Next time I'll go to whatchamacallit, the Twin Adders, and deal with the Ramu and the cells. So, bye!